They said it was impossible. They said,
you can't put together the most elite team of comic book reviewers on the planet and do, a podcast or something like that?
Despite all that, today we can proudly announce. Yeah, they were right. We couldn't do it. So instead, we brought you the most vile, ignorant, unprofessional group of comic book enthusiasts we could find. This is Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right, good buddies. Welcome back to another episode of Panel to Panel. My name is Josh. I'm here today with good buddy Adam.
Yes.
And we are going to be discussing Darth Vader 2017, number 2.
Number deuce.
Numero dos. Dropping a deuce. Vader drops a deuce, if you will.
Dude, with his prosthetic butthole.
Oh, man, he probably drops the best deuces. But anyways, if you want to hear more of our deuce-dropping excellence, you can go to YouTube, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. Especially the subscribe part, because, we just need... We still need 19 more. The needle has not moved at all, I don't think. Let me just double check to make sure that I'm not lying about that. Yes, our follower count.
We might have to start kidnapping your pets.
We still need 19.
You might have to start kidnapping your pets and actually give them the life they deserve. I keep saying that, but it might come to that.
You're gonna make us do it, all right? You're gonna make it happen. So go to YouTube. Like, comment, and especially subscribe.
Or I might call CPS on you. I don't fucking know.
That's true. If you got kids, we'll fucking make some anonymous fucking complaints.
Yeah, you won't know it's from me. You don't fucking know.
Yeah, we'll just be like, hey, CPS, we noticed a lot of baby oil coming to this house after Diddy's departure. It's a little strange. I don't know.
Yeah, what's with all these bottles?
Yeah, what's with all these empty bottles in the trash can?
Fuck.
Anyways, you can also go to Game Rage Magazine on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there. Game Rage Mag on Twitter/X. You can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official. I literally just had like a brain like a stroke. I was like, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, that. You can go to Game Rage or what's your fucking thing? All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. All right, let's get right into it, and I will read the crawl, which is not obviously as good as the other one.
It's fucking not, but let's fucking do it.
I'm still gonna read it in the 000 voice because I feel like that's appropriate. Anyways, the chosen one, part 2. The Clone Wars are over. The Jedi are defeated. Palpatine has become Emperor. Finally, in position to bend the galaxy to his will through the power of the Sith. Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker has fallen to the dark side of the Force. Swayed by Palpatine's promise to help prevent the death of his pregnant wife Padme, Skywalker betrayed the Jedi and became the Sith Lord Darth Vader. His wife died nonetheless. I love human death, it's so great. Palpatine has ordered Vader to locate a surviving Jedi, take their lightsaber, and corrupt the kyber crystal within. But finding a Jedi won't be easy, as the Sith Lords have purged their kind from the galaxy. Alright, so basically, I did think this was fucking hilarious. You've got these clones now that... They just fought this war, right? Like, they just fought a whole war.
It's depressing.
It's fucking sad, but this is funny at the same time. They just got done fighting this war, and now Order 66 happens, and man, they did everything they were supposed to do. And I still don't understand the reasoning of why Palpatine would get rid of this extremely incorruptible and loyal force. Because they don't, like the clones, there's no one to question. They have no morality. It's just whatever they're told to do, they do. There is no moral fiber. They were programmed to do certain. It's almost like they're human fucking droids at this point. You can just tell them to do whatever they're going to do, and they're going to do it.
They just have the genetics of a Mandalorian, making them like...
combat effective.
Effective, but... They also are susceptible to dying. Well, I guess droids are too, but...
Yeah, but stormtroopers...
The ethical question about, cloning people and then them dying and then just being used as cannon fodder for war and shit.
Well,
but then so could the fucking droids.
Yeah, but like all they did was just replace them with regular ass people that did what? Ended up fucking shit up. I guarantee you if clones were around for the whole rest of the Empire, Rebels wouldn't have stood a chance. They would have been eradicated.
I think the Empire is a cautionary tale about how bureaucracy ends up fucking. How do you
everything.
sabotage an empire? By incompetency.
Yep, incompetence. That's the only way it happens. So anyways, these clones are like, man, we're just fiddle fucking around. This clone lights up a fucking lightsaber and he's like, hey, look guys, I'm a Jedi. He starts playing with it and stuff.
Yeah.
And hey man, if you he's like, you're not a Jedi, because if you were a Jedi, you'd be dead. Because we killed them all. And so they're just fiddle fucking around and they're just commiserating about how, man, we've literally been sent to this fucking outpost to clear out some fucking old Jedi robes and all their gear because they're already all dead. So, like, what are we going to do? Like, fucking nothing. So, they get out of here, and it is sad because they're like, man, if we could just show the Emperor how cool we are, man, like, I bet he'd totally let us go out and do Special Forces stuff again, man. Come on, like.
Yeah, and they also mentioned that Emperor Palpatine's ceasing production of clone troopers from Camino or some shit. Or is it Geonosis?
No, it's Camino. They turned off all the shit at Camino. They were shutting.
Oh, that's right.
He's like, I'm shutting the clone studio down.
I'm shutting down the studio.
So then we get this incoming. They got incoming, and it's Vader in his new ship that he stole from those. Well, he stole back from those assholes that stole it, and this little fucking Imperial. I don't know if this is like an Imperial probe droid or like a mini version of it, but that's like his little buddy. Or his assistant, I guess, really is probably more accurate. And they get hit up by these ARC 170 fighters, and they're like, yo, man, you guys need to fucking... You're not supposed to be here. Like,
restricted airspace.
Turn around or else we're going to blow your shit up. And the droid's like, oh, hey, buddy, I'll go ahead and send in the codes to make this go away. And Vader's just silent. Says nothing. And they're like, all right, man, we gave this guy a chance. Let's blow his ass up. And then the droid's like, oh, hey, they're turning on their fighter or their laser cannons and all this shit. And they're warming them up. So they're going to start shooting at us. Listen, just let me go ahead and send these codes and we'll be good to go. And then Vader just says no and fucking lights these dudes up. They fucking get their asses handed to them. And it's Anakin Skywalker, essentially the best pilot in the galaxy, right? So,
and he also doesn't need to prove this. Like, we already know that he's the best pilot in the fucking galaxy or whatever. He's just being an asshole. He's like somebody, a soldier in a time of peace, essentially. He doesn't know what to do with themselves. He's like, oh, fuck it, I'll just start shit with this guy that's supposedly a fucking pilot. Let me take his ass out.
Yeah. And so basically, Vader kills all of them. Then he goes. All their buddies are watching on the screen. And they're like, "Holy shit, who is this dude?" And they're like, "I don't know, but he's coming in here because he just killed all the fighters." And they're like, "Oh." That's when they're like, "Hey guys, listen, man. If we can prove this to the Emperor, let's kill this dude. We can prove it to the Emperor that we're cool guys and we can do stuff, man. Come on, let's do this."
Yeah, maybe we'll get to wear those Imperial Guard robes or garments.
Yeah.
And we'll save the day, fellas.
Yeah, and so Vader just fucking crushes this door, rips it the fuck off, which is pretty cool. And they're like, "Oh, he's coming right for us." And start shooting at him. And he's got no lightsaber, so now he's like using the Force to block shit or whatever.
First in canon stormtrooper landing a shot on Vader, dude. That's a first.
Yeah, well, technically they're not even stormtroopers yet. They're actually still clone troopers. So
that's true.
And so yeah, they shoot him. They graze his shoulder, and he gets fucking pissed, and he just proceeds to fucking kill all of them. Steal the lightsaber. It's that lightsaber that the one dude was fucking around with, and they're like, "Oh man," because they're like, "Yeah, this guy must be a Jedi," and they're like, "No, he's not a Jedi." And then when he grabs the lightsaber, they're like, "Oh shit, he is a Jedi. Fuck, let's get him." And
first lore reason for Vader having a green lightsaber, because remember that supposed toy that existed that was Vader with the green lightsaber?
Yeah.
Now we have like kind of a legitimate reason, because there was a repository for all this Jedi bullshit, and he happened to pick up a lightsaber because he needed a lightsaber in order for him to get to this kyber crystal and then do all that bullshit, the mission that he's on. But
exactly.
Very
so
cool.
Yeah, so then he starts fucking killing these dudes and basically kills them all, and he fucking he drops Oh no, he says that later on in the next issue, I think. He drops the thing, he goes in, and he's looking for, and this is a really cool thing that I think this is like a new lore thing because I'd never heard of this before. And he was talking about this thing called the bearish vow or whatever, and it's basically this vow that they take to, if they feel that they have disgraced the Jedi or they've done, anything wrong, it's like this is like a penance type of thing where they banish themselves, they take this vow and they banish themselves to not intervene or do any sort of Jedi affairs or anything like that until their penance period is like over. And it varies obviously from who that could have been.
Oh, I thought it was maybe I felt like I maybe read this a couple days ago and it obscured my fucking memory of it, but I thought it was just that they opted to go a separate way from the Jedi Order and they were just like isolating themselves or some shit until they were called upon, unless they were called upon when it was necessary. And
yeah, well, it's to, the way Vader is explaining it is essentially it's to, they disengage completely from anything at all but the Force. Like they're only allowed to they can't do any sort of Jedi shit, any Jedi affairs. They're banished basically. They're banishing themselves, and he says it's a penance. It's like could be used for a punishment. This guy, I don't think this guy. Well, we'll see in the next issue. We'll get to that. I don't want to fucking spoil it, but
yeah.
Anyways, he's looking for these guys who felt this, who took this vow, so that way he can find them, because those are gonna be the only guys that are left, the ones that are hidden and the ones that are kind of, they weren't in all the mainstream Jedi shit, and also they didn't really probably know. Again, he has to go look through this data to find out where these assholes were even at, because all the data got purged when they blew up the Jedi temple.
I just want to shit on the art for a minute.
Yeah.
I do not appreciate the inconsistency of the helmet. Because the shape changes pretty frequently. Mm-hmm. It's very erratic, and also I don't like how long Vader's fucking talking, because he's not. To me, I don't know if it's just because of the original trilogy, but I get the impression that Vader's kind of curt with his words, and for him to have these whole fucking dialogue bubbles. Long-winded dialogue bubbles. I don't know if it sits well with me.
Yeah, that's a little takeaway on this, I guess. Anyways, as he figures out, or he's doing this, some asshole clone trooper throws a grenade in the fucking room, and Vader is, just to show again the level of power that he is literally holding a grenade together from exploding. Like, they threw it, it's exploded, and he's just holding it in place with the Force. Like the force of the explosion. And these two dipshit fucking clone troopers, I don't even know what they were thinking, right? Like, he's holding the thing. So the second he lets it go, everyone's gonna die. So why would you think that he would just go along with you? Oh yeah, we're just gonna put him in restraint. We're just gonna tie his ass up or whatever. And like, then what? Then the grenade's gonna blow up and then you're all gonna die. So what's the difference? And so Vader tells them, as they're like arguing about what they're gonna do, he's like, "You guys made a mistake," and they're like, "What's that?" And he's like, "I'm not a Jedi, bitch. I don't have any fucking limits." And then he fucking basically pushes them away and then lets the grenade go and just fucking blows the grenade up on like when they're in the room, and kills them both. And this dude the little robot Imperial droid has found a Jedi for him to go after. And he said, basically, this guy has been on the pilgrimage or whatever this bearish vow thing is, since before Vader was even or Anakin Skywalker was even taken to the Jedi Temple. Like, this guy's been on this for like fucking ever, basically, almost. And it says he's a very unique Jedi. The name of the Jedi is Kirak Infila. I don't know how to say that, but I'm assuming that's what it is. And it says that he did not. This guy didn't do anything other than fucking kill. Like, that was basically his whole purpose of existing.
Fight.
Was just to fight. And they show him, and like he's got fucking lightsaber fucking scars on his chest and shit.
Some kind of holocron.
Yeah, he's got like a holocron and all kinds of other shit, and he's just fucking meditating. And that's when you're just like, oh shit, this is gonna be the tits. This is gonna be fucking crazy. So yeah, again, the art has issues a little bit. The dialogue is kind of janky, but the storyline itself is excellent.
I fuck with it. I think this is getting off to a better start than 2015.
Yeah.
The 2015 series.
That one kind of was like a slow kind of. This thing gets like right fucking.
It gets the characterizations right in the 2015 series, but this one's got the beats for like good stories. And,
yeah.
But what can you do? What can you do, man? The comic writers.
Yeah. What can you do? So, anyways, all right, cool. You got anything else to add for this one?
No, I'd say that I'm enjoying both comics for different reasons, but neither is less valid than the other. But fuck yeah, it's fucking great. I love it, man. This is good shit. I'm excited for the rest of the 20. Oh, what are we on? Issue 2, 23 issues.
Yeah, I think there's 20. I think there's 25, aren't there?
Plus the annual, so 23 issues. In addition to the 2 that we already read.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fucking great. So, anyways, all right, cool. Well, I guess we'll call it on this one. If you want to go listen to more, you go to Game Rage Magazine on YouTube, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X Game Rage Mag. You can follow Adam at Allgas No Trash Official, and that'll be the end of it. So we'll catch you guys on the next one.
That was Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic book podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to know more and follow along, go to Instagram and TikTok. Follow at Game Rage Magazine. If you want to follow on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Tune in next time.